for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
So stand up and sing that with us. Here we go.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this
beautiful day.
This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
Play with it. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My wonderful,
wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends.
Thank you for this earth.
Thank you for this earth, Spirit. Thank you for this earth. Thank you for this earth, Spirit. Thank you for this earth.
This generous,
this generous, this generous, this generous earth. This generous, this generous, this generous earth.
This day, thank you for this
day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Healing.
This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Good morning. Have a seat. And Peggy, come on up.
Good morning, everybody. Okay. My name is Peggy, and I'm on your board of trustees, serving as the secretary. And welcome to Unity Church, where our mission is to awaken and to embrace the Christ in all persons through prayer and service. I picked an opening reading taken from the book All We Have Is All We Need by Karen Casey. It's from the chapter called Play Well with Others. Choosing kindness is a tiny decision that can be made while in the throes of any encounter. Being kind doesn't necessarily mean taking a particular action. For instance, we don't have to pay someone a compliment if we're not feeling supportive. Nor do we have to listen intently to a diatribe or agree with a companion when we honestly have a different opinion. Rather, we might simply interpret being kind in certain instances as not doing something that is unkind. None of us is confused about the difference between a kind act and one that's unkind. Perhaps an even more important reason for being kind is that it enhances our own level of peace. The more peaceful we are, the greater are the benefits we bring to others who are sharing our journey. If feeling peaceful eludes you often, perhaps it's because you are trapped by the past or caught in anticipation of the future. Unless we are steeped in the moment, this exact moment, we will not enjoy the full benefits of peace. Now is where peace resides. Dragging the past forward means we are incapable of ever seeing the present, and fretting over what might be or might never be allows no room for the experience of this breath of fresh air. That's what we find now, a freshness that's unencumbered by what never really was anyway. How simple life can actually be, yet how very complicated our egos want to make it. This is not to say we should live in denial about tragic circumstances that play out in the world, but focusing on tragedy doesn't alleviate it. Bringing a peaceful perspective to the situation changes how it looks and allows us to see how it might be resolved. Living in the problem rather than the solution is what keeps so many of us stuck. Resistance to the possibilities that lie within the circle of hope and kindness and gentleness and peace keeps us all of us from moving forward. Let's not forget that what stops any one of us stops all of us. Just as what we do to one, we do to all. Our interconnectedness, our oneness is a fact of life. Every day of our lives, we are blessed with opportunities to make a difference in someone's life. Let's not close our eyes to these opportunities. Let's be grateful that we have been called to make a difference. It means we are here by design and that our purpose is not yet fulfilled. That's it. So I guess I'm doing the welcome to anyone who's new for the first time. Okay, then things are out of order here, so I'll do the announcements. Oh, whoops, okay, sorry. Okay, announcements. Okay, there are prayer chaplains here today. Could you raise your hand or stand up, please? Okay, Jack. That's it. So see Jack if you want prayer after the service. No flowers. Okay. We welcome back best-selling author and dream shaman Robert Moss on Tuesday, November 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. In his mini workshop, Soul in the Multiverse, animated by Robert's stories about his own adventures as a dream traveler from his new book, Mysterious Realities. You'll be invited to discover that you have the ability to travel into the possible future, look in on past and parallel lives, and rise to the knowledge of a higher self. Robert will lead us on a journey powered by shamanic drumming to open personal doorways into non-local mind. Love offering is $20 in advance, $25 at the door. If you would like to sign up today, Jerry Ann is the person to see. Okay?
I'll be out in
The lobby.
street area.
Okay. The Bloom Spiritual Book Study Group will not meet this Tuesday, November 20th. It will resume next week, November 27th, from 10 to 11:30. They will begin reading a new book next week called Discover the Power Within by Eric Butterworth. All are welcome to join. Bring a friend. They need not be a part of the church community to join. Our annual Thanksgiving dinner, potluck dinner, is this week. Every year we have so much fun celebrating this holiday with each other. We need volunteers for setup, cleanup, and of course to bring food for the occasion. The sign up is also in the lobby, that way. Coming up quickly after that is Unity's annual Christmas party, which is on December 8th from 5 to 7. We are looking for volunteers to coordinate the party. The Christmas party continues on that evening with a live concert performed by our own Elizabeth Woodbury Cassius' wonderful world jazz group, Herd. This is our second annual seasonal concert. Energetic, joyous, fresh, fun, Herd's sound aims to waken up your ears and enliven your heart and even get you up and dancing. They do. Also starting next week, we will have our information posted about our annual Christmas family adoption. I'm working on that, so it should be up by next Sunday. A new prosperity workshop starts this Tuesday. Get Powerful with Reverend Ike in the Fellowship Hall from 6:30 to 8. Experience the power of the Word with Chris Johnson and Jack Allison.
If you want to find out more, Jack Allison, raise your hand.
Jack,
So if you want to find out more about that,
just raise your hand.
about Jack.
That's who you see if you need to find out more about that. And don't forget that in between services, there's a time set aside for you to go deeper into meditation at 10:15 in the garden room. News from the board. Please join the board on December 9th from 12:30 to 1:30 for the last town hall of 2018. More information about all our events can be found in today's bulletin. And it has been recently redesigned and has a lot more information in it with 4 pages on the calendar of events, so check it out. There's also the schedule above the water fountain on our Facebook page, our Twitter profile, and YouTube channel, and on our website, unityalbany.org.
Let me help you with that.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Now the daily word. We are one. In oneness we live in love. Jesus was clear to those who gathered in his name when he shared, "Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another." His followers observed this directive by gathering in spiritual communities, sharing freely with each other and giving readily to those in need. Their commonality was a willingness to live in love. I remember Jesus' words and feel my loving connection to all other beings on the planet. I know that we are all truly spirit, intimately linked through the energy of divine mind. I send my energy out in the form of peace and love. In my work, play, and service to others, I share oneness. In doing this, I am reaffirming my connection with infinite love and with all of life. In oneness, we live in love. And the reading from the Bible that goes with that, by this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. And that's John 13:35. Okay, thank you. Onward. Thank you, Andrew.
Yep. All right. invite you to stand and join us for a song together.
Grateful that you are here. You may have a seat, or you can stand, whatever you want to do. I'm easy. So, I am Reverend Crystal Muldrow. You are at Unity Church in Albany, where we affirm and embrace the fact that this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Yay! And so, as we are rejoicing, do we have anyone here for the first or the second time? Please raise your hands so that we can give you a gift. Oh, there's a lot of hands. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Right here as well, Claude. Right behind you. Welcome to Unity Church. This young man right here. So also, we are so glad that you decided to come this pre-Thanksgiving Sunday. So honored. Please know that I know for a fact, because I saw them bringing it in, that there's some food downstairs, some good food, because Margaret, well, I think I saw some food coming in from, oh yeah, wow. Okay, so this row, half this row right here, brought food. So, and there was other stuff down there too, so please join us. Even if this is your first time, please join us. That's one of the great things about this church. We like to eat. We like to celebrate life, and we also like to pray. But before we get into that, let us say, let us welcome one another. We like to welcome you and everyone else. So where you are, at your comfort level, handshake, hug, a howdy do. For all your service time. Thank you, Reverend Roger. And so let us take this time for our statement of oneness. The power of Christ's love now releases me from any sense of separation from spirit or others. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe. That one is God, the good, omnipotent. And so it is. And so I invite you now just to relax, let go, and prepare for meditation by allowing the words and the vibration of this song sweep through you to bring you into a deep peace.
So glad, I am so glad, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so glad, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so glad. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so glad. I am so grateful. I am so
And so if you haven't already done it, I invite you to open yourself up to Spirit. You open yourself up by, if your hands are clasped, unclasp them, place them down to your sides. If your arms are folded, I invite you to unfold them. And if your legs are crossed, I invite you to uncross them. Close your eyes and just breathe. You are safe in the purity and the peace of the sanctuary. You're safe with the love of God all around you. Just release, open yourself up to God and breathe. Allowing the loving breath of God to move in and through you, through your nostrils, through your body. Pushing away in. And as you exhale, release all that is not good for you. Exhale through your mouth the tensions and anxieties of life, of the day. And fill that void up as you inhale with God's love. To help us go in deeper, let us take 3 deep breaths as a collective. And when you breathe in, just envision that it's God's love coming into your body, filling up any void that is left from your exhale. The exhale leaves a void because you're exhaling out any anxieties. You exhale it out of your mouth. So let's start right now. Let's exhale deeply through your nose, bringing your shoulders up towards your ears, and release, bringing down your shoulders, breathe through your mouth. I invite you to breathe a little bit deeper. Breathing in, breathing shoulders up, holding it a little bit longer, and release. Last one. Breathing in as deeply as you can. Holding it, bringing your shoulders up to your ears, and holding it. Holding it. And sweet release. Relax your body, hands back down to your sides. Go back to your natural breathing. And today, all we need to do is just remember the breath, life of God of going in. As you imagine and feel the breath of God going in, imagine that it's going through every crevice of your being, touching every cell, every atom. And at this point in time, it's just taking you deeper into peace. And still as you exhale, any tensions are being melted away by the free flow of God moving in and through you. And so now let us just take this moment to just breathe in the silence. Now as you listen to the call back, I invite you to concentrate on breathing in God's love, breathing out as love. Breathing in the being of God, breathing out, I am that being. Breathing in the peace of God, breathing out, I am that peace. And as you breathe now, I invite you to breathe all the way down to your feet, focusing in. Now feeling your feet against the ground. Allowing that knowing to ground you in this present moment, and invite you to just slightly wiggle your toes, allowing the energy to come up your legs. And gently move your legs, allowing the energy to move up your waist and hips. Allowing that energy to move up your torso, your shoulders. I invite you to slightly move your arms, your fingers. Move your head from side to side, and when you are ready, I invite you to open your eyes and let the sounds of the joy of a young child and this music to bring you back.
So grateful, I am so grateful, I am so blessed always, blessed always, for the arm of God surround us. Rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arm of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen.
Well, amen. So while we get set up here, something I will say right now because I forgot to say it to the 9 o'clock. Happy Thanksgiving. Even though I talk about Thanksgiving all the way through, I forgot that pleasantry. And so, this is the second day, or the second Sunday of our series. Thank you, Roger. About gratitude. Last week we started off with what I deem the simplest form of gratitude, which is, that gratitude of anytime something good happens to you, say thank you. That thing that we were taught as a kid. But let's be honest with ourselves. When we were a kid and we got that piece of candy or something, were we really grateful? We just really wanted to get to that candy, didn't we? We just wanted to eat. Thank you. Be honest, you're in church. Because gratitude See, she agrees. She wants it right now. Or he, I can't tell. I just hear a sound back there. Gratitude is a spiritual maturity. And so what we've been talking about are the levels. And we started off last week with the simplest level of that spiritual maturity, was just realizing all that we have and being grateful for it. This level is a little bit more difficult because, well, a lot of times this level is about looking at the things that we don't have and the situations that we're in and still being grateful. So I'll start with the 9 o'clock service last week. Got a chance to hear a little bit about my trip and completely forgot to tell you all that I went to the Parliament of the World's Religion. That's why I was gone. And it was an outstanding event. It was life-changing. There was over 7,500 spiritual people who were from around the world. It was in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. There were ministers, there were rabbis, there were gurus, swamis, you name it, they were there. And it was powerful because it was all about the intention of love and bringing humanity back. And we were all there. Imams with rabbis. I mean, it's beautiful. All there for love. And one of the things people have been saying, Reverend Crystal and the ones who found out, you're going to be teaching about this in your sermons, yes? And I'm like, yeah, right. The board members are like, you're going to be teaching this, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, right. I go, yeah, right, because honestly, for 7 days, I did a quick calculation. I must have gone through 30 to 35 forums, workshops, panels. So needless to say, I am overwhelmed with information. One thing, though, sticks out that I want to share starting this week before Thanksgiving, because all the time we go through Thanksgiving, what are our thoughts? Our thoughts are of elementary school and what we learned about Thanksgiving, about how the Indians helped us. We were poor, starving pilgrims, and they offered their kindness to help us. But one of the things I learned was, yes, that is true. And I apologize for my ignorance. I'll be honest about my ignorance. I knew that we did this in the United States. I didn't know that we were cruel to all Native Americans, i.e. in the continent of America. So these were Native Americans from Canada, mostly, some from America. Indigenous people who were there because, especially in Canada, there was a major rift. And thank God for Canada, who is now, as a government, actively seeking to mend the fences, to talk about the injustices they've gone through. And a part of that, since this was being done in Toronto, and for world religions, was that they honored Native Americans, the indigenous American people. And it was brilliant because the first day, even though it was a half day, at 6 a.m. in the morning, following their traditions, of a ceremony of this magnitude, they formed a sacred fire. And they stoked and they cared for that sacred fire throughout the whole time. And at the end, it was a celebration to release the sacred fire. One of the best plenaries that I went to was where they came in. There was like 5 nations, or I think I counted 5 nations, there could have been more. And they all lined up in their feathers and their authentic garb. There were at least 3 chiefs of the nations there. And each nation came through and did their dance, and it was glorious. And we all stood up in an aisle. And actually what we had was a powwow right there. That was the beautiful part of having our indigenous people there. The major lesson, though, is what I bring to you here for Thanksgiving, is a strong realization that what we celebrate and that we are thankful for in this day coming up this Thursday, symbolically is us being thankful for betraying the kindnesses of the indigenous people. And we continue to do it. The genocide, and yes, I picked the word genocide, of our native indigenous people continues to go on. And yet, this is what we celebrate. We celebrate our taking their kindness, being alive, and then kicking them out, and continuing to kick them out. I heard about, and I knew it here in America, about how we want to take the savage out of them. So what did we do? Similar to Mexico? We took the children, ripped them from their homes, took them thousands of miles, this is the United States and Canada, thousands of miles away from their homes so they couldn't escape. They couldn't get back home. Into schools to teach them how to be proper citizens. And the thing that I want to bring to you, not just these realities, but the thing that brings us back to this form of gratitude is that even through each and every moment of the centuries that this has been happening, they continue to move back into the gratitude. Each and every, because that's a part of their culture. There's a part of their life that they are struggling and holding on to. To be thankful for each and every day, to be thankful for this land, to be thankful for the sky, to be thankful for each and every aspect of life, even though they stand at the edge of annihilation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is level 2 gratitude. Because all of us have gone to a brink of disaster. If you haven't, you will. And I know I'm supposed to be unity uplifting. But I promise you, if you go through this level 2, you will realize that there is no separation. That even though the world is the world will always come up with something that you can stand firm in the knowing that God's got you. See, too many times when we get to these spots, as soon as we are on that cliff, and it looks like we're going to fall off, as soon as we are at that brink of poverty, as soon as our health comes to us and we're at our knees are buckling, what's the first thing we ask? No, well, help is close. Usually we ask, why me? No, yeah. We ask, why me? Why did this have to happen to me? Well, beloved, it's time to move beyond the why me's and be firm in our blessings. I give you an old story, since I'm talking about our school years, about Aesop's Fable. How many people are familiar with Aesop's Fable? A great many of you. And there's a story, I'm going to condense it down, of a boy, a young man, who happens upon a hungry lion in the wilderness. He thinks his life is over with. And he finds that as this tiger, or this cat approaches him, it's limping. And then remarkably, as this cat approaches, he sees that the paw is injured. Some way, somehow, this boy convinces this large, dangerous animal, this tiger, to give it its paw, and it sees that as a thorn right in the midst of the paw, in the tender spot. And so the boy, whoa, I like whoever phone is that with that theatrical piano going. I have to continue to preach to that. There's a thorn in the paw, and the boy takes the thorn out, still thinking he's doomed. And what happens is that the lion licks him, goes away in gratitude, happy that his paw is healed. Years go by. They are both enslaved. And in those times, the entertainment of the time was to go to a large arena, sit there, and look at some poor person get thrown to the lions or to the tigers to be eaten. That was the thrill of the day, to see a human being savagely eaten. So that's what's happening to this young man. He gets thrown in there, the gates come up, and this large cat comes out. He hasn't eaten in, I don't know how long, but he's starving. He's a little emaciated. And he comes out and he sees his food. And he goes lapping at it. And he stops. The man just knows he's hungry. He's not even running. What do you do? And so he stops, he prays. And the cat stops just in front of him. All of a sudden, this huge cat starts wiggling, happy and joy-filled, hopping up, and then licks his hands and licks his face all over the place. The boy realizes what has happened. That right in front of him, instead of being eaten, he meets up with his old friend, the lion that he saved with his thorn. See, even in the darkest moment, even when you're starving and hungry like the lion is, you can go to gratitude. Even the times of when you think that you're eaten alive, you can go to gratitude. Knowing that love will prevail, knowing that God will stand there and is there with you, within you, around you, beside you. No matter what the issues are, God is there. But as I was looking at this series, researching this series, Psychology Today, the magazine, and the website, had an article about how difficult it is for us as humans to really focus in on gratitude. I remember on some PBS show it says that it's almost impossible for us lately to do that because we are so conditioned to look at what we don't have. I mean, think about it. Think about, especially now in the holidays, how we have to get or give someone else something that they don't have. We have to go in debt to look like we're better than someone else. We're not no longer giving from the heart. We're giving to be seen, or we're wanting. We're wanting because we're lacking something. We're needing something. We're always looking for more. And the more we look, the sadder we get when we don't see it. You guys groove me? You guys see it? Every time we look for more, look for something else out there, and it isn't here, our hearts, our souls just get depleted. Gratitude is a different thing, even when you're standing on the midst of a cliff. Gratitude is about, now this is a different looking outward, it's about looking outward. Usually when we're scared, when we're at the brink, we go in. We clutch and our energies go down, go in, go into the fear, go into the lack. It continues to feed the lack. It continues to feed the fear. Wherever energy goes, it grows. Wherever energy goes, it grows. So you're there contracted, inwardly stuck, depressed, sending energy to your lack and limitations. And your lack and limitation grows. Instead of looking around you at what you have. And this power can even be done at the brink of disaster. At the brink where your knees are buckling, even more so because the same law, the same principle applies. So many times we go to why me? That is contracting in. That is thinking in lack and limitation. That is moving forward into the energies of growing out of why me? Why me? And once you ask that question, you look for the answer. And by golly, you'll find that answer, why you? And it's not a good answer. And so it continues to rotate. But the spiritual truth is, don't ask, why me? I know that, this isn't quick and easy. This isn't magical. We're not bewitched and we go something bad, wiggle your nose and go, poof, it's over with, I feel happy. No. There is aspects of real trauma where you need to go through the series. You need to go through your anger. You need to go through your disbelief. You need to go through these things. But beloveds, don't buy property there and build a house. Don't make it your life's mission to be in that. You might rent it for a day, but keep moving. It might be a stop sign, but go. It might be a bump in your road, but don't make it be a dam that damns you forever. Beloveds, the questions then to ask while you're going through this, while you're moving forward, isn't, God, why me? Why me? Why me? Know that I would never ask you, and listen to the difference between this, I would never ask you, what lessons am I supposed to learn, to ask that question. What lesson, God, am I supposed to learn? Because that means that you're saying that God is causing this to happen to you so that you can learn a lesson. You get that? God, why am I learning this lesson? Because, beloved, you have not been thankful, and I want to cause you to be thankful. No, God doesn't operate like that. God will never operate like that. What I do ask you and recommend that you ask is, what lesson can I learn from this? What lesson can I learn from this situation? See, there's a different energy. So imagine yourself at that point where you go, why me, God? Now put yourself back in that point and go, okay, what lesson can I learn from this? Completely different energy happens. The soil that you help to fertilize is different. You can think of this issue as soil. How are you going to use the soil? Is this soil that you're going to fertilize, i.e. grow and move forward with? Or is this soil that you're going to strip away its nutrients? Which is, why me? Why not them? Why God? And I've been there. I understand it. But I have also been in a place where it's, what lesson do I learn? What part of my character can I strengthen from this? Notice it's me asking the question, what can I learn? How can I grow? How can I stand in my strength? How can I stand in my power with this? Beloveds, I think you've been rolling with me, most of you here. Know that I counted them for 6 months. 6 months. I have not had clear vision in my left eye. I see white, but I can't see form there. I kind of see blobs as I close my eyes. And it's all right. You will not hear me complain, because the more I complain about it, the more I go, why me? Why am I blind? Why can I not see? Why has it taken 6 months? The more I will dip down into only seeing darkness. No, I bless my eye with every nuance of change. I go, wow, I can see this. Woohoo! It's a different atmosphere. Most people go, wow, you poor baby, you've gone through such poor things. Don't poor baby me. It's because then, what am I? I'm a poor baby. Yeah, our words are power. But standing in the truth that, wow, no matter what the changes and shifts, I have so much to be grateful for. The ultimate thing is that I see myself having vision here. And yet if I don't, wow, I still got a lot going on. I got a lot of greatness happening here. But yet, my eyes, every time I open my eyes, I expect to see something different. I expect to see something good. I expect change to happen. And change happens. Is change going to happen for your good? Or is change going to happen for your worse? Beloveds, this second level of gratitude is moving beyond. Is moving beyond that simplified thank you. Thank you for being grateful. It's being thankful for each level that you're at, even in the hardships. Even when our beloved Jane Bloom died, and I was holding her hand while she died, I felt the life go out of her. Was I thankful? Yes. You know why I was thankful? Because she passed so peacefully. I dare say it was beautiful. It was a beautiful death. You could tell she was ready to go. I was thankful that she was free. As tears were coming down my eyes and her siblings, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful death. I understand. It was a beautiful death. Even when your heart is breaking, there are things that you can find gratitude, and it shifts your life. Because now the soil that you're fertilizing with the manure of the issues that have happened are now providing greatness in your soil. so that the seed that you're implanting can blossom. So, beloveds, as you move forward in this day, as in every day, yes, say your thankfulness, but also be grateful that no matter what you're going through, God is in the midst of everything. God isn't causing it. God isn't swinging that 2x4. But God is guiding you through every inch of it. And the more we are grateful in this aspect, the more we see how God's beautiful hands, beautiful heart, beautiful ism is with us. Not pushing us through, but carrying us all the way. And so, dear hearts, as you go through this Thanksgiving, another reason why I picked it is because it is Thanksgiving. A lot of people are great. It's great that you have wonderful families. You're going to have great times. There are others that are going to family and going, oh my God, I got to go to my family. For you, as you're traveling, I heard someone say, point taken. Ding, ding. As you're traveling, find the gratitude somewhere, someplace in it. As you're at the table, and that annoying cousin, parent, whatever it is rah, 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 find the gratitude and the beauty in it all. It will change your day. It will change your life. And so I invite you to also, if you need some more assistance, affirmations are great. And so you're welcome to utilize this affirmation throughout this week and weeks. I will say it to you, allow my words just to nourish you, and then together we'll say it after the first time I do. With the joy of God in my heart, I give thanks for the fullness of life. My thoughts are uplifted and in tune with spirit. Breathe that in. Feel that vibration, allow it to move in and through you. May we say it together. With the joy of God in my heart, I give thanks for the fullness of life. My thoughts are uplifted and in tune with spirit. Oh, come on, let's say it one more time. With the joy of God in my heart, I give thanks for the fullness of life. My thoughts are uplifted and in tune with spirit. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Eve. And let us welcome our Unity Choir. And so, speaking of being thankful, I don't remember how it went, but I do know that Reverend Roger came to me and said, so we've had requests for our choir to happen more. This was sometime at the end of last year. I said, cool. He goes, uh-huh. Because know that this is a lot of extra work for him. And so I would like to thank Reverend Roger. So we've doubled up on our choir appearances, which leads me to, because I see a lot of the same faces, thank you to our Unity Choir for wanting to do it more, for sharing your gifts and your love. So I believe it was the choir who asked, can we do this more? And so thank you so very much for sharing your gifts, your heart, your love with us.
Absolutely. I want to thank my friends Dennis and Lorraine Guyon for joining us today. And doing that song's been in my life for 40 years or so, from a choir that I was involved in at St. Vincent's Church in the 70s. And that was an original song that Gregory wrote back then, and it's just really lovely to be able to do it again. So thank everybody for that.
And with that, now is our time for our offering. I invite you to lovingly and with gratitude take your offering and let us say our offertory statement together. Their divine love
flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
We are blessed to know that Spirit is our source. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, and so it is. Amen. Amen.
Abundant life.
so let us come together, bringing up the chi, bringing up the love, bringing up the energy, as we together bless as a community, bless this offering.
We'll do it.
We thank you, God, for your abundant good flowing through, gratefully growing through each and every person here, and that they are willing to share their love, their happiness, their joy with this ministry, so that collectively we can shine bright. Collectively we can move forward in this community, in the city, in this region, in the state, in the world. Thank you, sweet Spirit, for all your blessings for this ministry and each and every person in it. Amen. We thank you both.
All right, I think we're ready, yeah? We'll invite you to rise and join hands. Closing song. So we'll do first and last verses this time.
Carolyn, you can sit. I can.
3, 4.
Time upon this planet is surely but a span, and things are bound to happen which we cannot understand. So in both joy and sorrow, I take our outstretched hand. Let my life be prayer. Let my life be prayer. Sing it one more time and let my life be prayer. Oh, let my life be prayer. Oh, let my life be prayer. Surely, yes, surely you will. Surely, surely you will. I know you see me through. Surely you will see me through.
All right, guys, somehow connect with us. All right. And so, and Marilyn, why don't you sit down? You all right? All right. And so let us say, we're getting it together here. Our prayer protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Remember the 2 magic words. Thank you. Great job, guys. Great job. Thank you, Diva. love you, Peggy.
I like our new